guys, how are you?
Hi, guys. So I have two really quick but very important housewife stories that I wanted to share with you today. First, we're going to talk about Erika Girardi in talks to resolve that $25 million lawsuit with attorney Ronald Richards. And then we're going to talk about how Garcelle may not be coming back to the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. So let's get started with this lawsuit. Oh my gosh. Okay, so the rumor is, and Us Weekly's reporting that Erika Girardi is in talks. Her attorney and her are in talks with Ronald Richards to resolve this $25 million lawsuit. Now, if you guys remember, Tom allegedly put $25 million into Erika's company, EJ Global. And over a matter of 10 years, 12, pardon me, 12 years, they spent the 25 million. And they want her to pay some of that money back because they say that she's responsible for it because her name is solely on the company. It's not Erika and Tom's company. It's solely Erika's company, and she needs to pay some of that money back. And so, attorney Ronald Richards has been having an investigation trying to find out where some of the missing money is. And it's been a doozy. Okay. These two have been going back and forth, back and forth. Now, if you recall, Ronald Richards is very open about this investigation. He's always talking about it. He has a Twitter account that became very popular, where in which he keeps the public updated on as much information as he can. He's also been very vocal about it. He'll go on, he came on this channel, other channels. He's been to a lot of media outlets, a lot of publications about what's going on with this case. And of course, it has upset Erika. She even tried to get him removed from the case. She claims that he doesn't like her and wah, wah, wah. And they ended up not removing him from the case. So there are bitter feelings there. I don't know why she's so upset with Ronald Richards. It's his job, okay? And as a attorney of the new era, he uses social media. That's with all attorneys, okay? That know how to use social media. That's what they use it for. You explain what's going on to the people and you keep everyone updated. And I really like it because it keeps us commoners updated on what's going on. If it wasn't for Ronald Richards, we will be sitting here taking her word for it of what's going on or getting it, from third hand information, things like that. I like the new attorneys that know how to use social media, but Erika couldn't take it. She really didn't like him. They went at it a couple times over Twitter. It was insane. But now here, good news seems to be on the way. Us Weekly is reporting that they're in talks to solve this lawsuit, which is great. At the end of the day, if you could resolve something out of court, it's best for you. It's best for your wallet. And I'm talking about you, Erika Jane, or anybody else that goes to court. Court is costly. It costs a lot of money. And for me, if I was offered a deal like, hey, do you want to make some kind of deal? I would take the offer because Erika doesn't have any money, people. Okay. It is what it is. A lot of people are saying she's hidden money offshore. Well, it doesn't count. I'm talking about on paper, she's technically broke. Now, has she hidden away some money? If she did, Ronald Richards hasn't talked about it, which means they haven't found it. It doesn't mean that she didn't hide money. I'm not saying that. I'm saying they haven't found any money. And so technically on paper, she's broke. And it's in everyone's best interest to work this out, in my opinion. Now, if you can just carry on, what's the sense of carrying on? There would be no point in carrying it on, except for maybe she wouldn't have a storyline on the upcoming season, which we all know she's going to return because, as I said, on paper, she is broke. And plus, all eyes are on her. If she did hide any money, she could never go back to the lifestyle she once had just because everyone's watching her 24 hours. Okay, so, and she wants to appear broke. She's been going to TJ Maxx and at a gas station, pumping her own gas. A lot of people feel like it's just about a lot of fluff in order to gain sympathy with the public. It doesn't matter. On paper, she's technically broke. So it would be in her best interest. Now, this is what her attorney, Evan Borges, came out and said. He said, regarding settlement discussions, those are supposed to be confidential between counsel. He's right about that. And don't forget, he's bitter towards Ronald Richards. They don't like him being so open with the public. And I'm sure the last thing they want to do is negotiate with Ronald Richards, but it's in his best interest and Erika's best interest to negotiate. But he goes on. It appears that my opposing counsel, Mr. Richards, has been discussing publicly what he calls settlement discussions. Here's the truth. Mr. Richards has reached out and told me that he and the trustee want to settle. I have listened and will continue to listen. That's a nice way of saying, yeah, we're in negotiations, but I really don't like the guy. So I'm not going to come straight out and say, yeah, I'm thankful that he's offering some kind of settlement. Of course, they can't speak what it is, but he's thrilled. Unless he doesn't have any common sense. Okay. And would Erika hire an attorney that doesn't have any common sense? Well, I don't know. Listen, it's in everyone's best interest. He's not going to come straight out and say how glad he is, but it's in his client's best interest to negotiate a deal, a settlement, so she can move on with her life and get out of this crazy lawsuit that Tom will still have going. Now, speaking of the crazy lawsuit that Tom still has going, it looks like it's a little bit of good news for the victims. Okay. So they found money. Okay. This is good news. They found $1.8 billion. There was a lawsuit against Southern California Gas and Leak, which they settled, but they hadn't got their money yet. So they're prepared to pay now Tom's estate $1.8 billion. This is great news for the victims. Okay, great million. 1.8 billion. And I always thought, I don't think the victims will ever see a dime of that money. Looks like they're going to see some money. Also, they got money from the estate sale, $4.2 million. So every little bit counts. Also, there's another chance to bring in more money. Tom had two law firms. One has sold, and this is a law firm that held all the information, and the other one's on the market. Any dime that they can get is great news for the victims. So at the end of the day, that's all that matters is the victims. Give them some of their money back. Give them money that is rightfully theirs. So that seems to be good news for both Erika. Wrap this up, get it over with. You've already went through public ridicule. We've said what we had to say about you. No one trusts you anymore. It's best to get this out of the court and settle it, whatever the settlement is going to be, and move on with your life. It is what it is. I'm sure you can get you another rich guy, to help you. That's so mean. I don't know why I said that, but I'm sure life will go on for you, Erika, and much quieter if you can get rid of this lawsuit. And you don't have to go on your Ronald Richards tangents every 5 minutes about how you don't like the guy and this and that. Wrap it up. So this is good news for both Erika and the victims. So, and it's so good that they will see some of that money. Now let's move on to Garcelle. Okay, so Garcelle did an interview with Entertainment Tonight in which she said she may not be coming back to the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. She said it with her own lips. This isn't hearsay. She said, I'm not sure if I'm coming back. Now, should we take her at her word? No. Garcelle, shut up. You know you will be back. Let me tell you why you will be back. Money, money, money. Pub, pub, pub. This working for the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills is the best thing for Garcelle. She's on the real. She has that steady paycheck coming in. But the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills keeps her name in the media. Keeps her in the forefront. You won't call her old and washed up. You won't forget about her. It makes no sense not to come back. Okay, so they were hard on you at the reunion, and they kept saying that you brought up the whole Tom and Erika talk every day. Who cares? You've been through a reunion before. Garcelle, get over it. I don't believe this, not one day. I think your feelings were hurt. They said bad things about me. So what? That's what the reunion is about. Okay. They're going to say bad things about everybody. Get over it. I don't believe it. And in the same breath, she's still pushing this Denise things. I think Denise should come back to the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. And then she added on. And not only do I think Denise should come back, let's throw Lisa Vanderpump's name in the mix. Of course, you will love them to come back because they're Team Garcelle. But at the end of the day, whether you have Lisa Vanderpump or Denise, you're going back. It's just what's best for you. Okay. And we all know you're a single mom and it's working and this happens to fit into your schedule. You would have never got the real if you weren't on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. So I'm going to take this with a grain of salt. Oh, Garcelle got her feelings hurt, guys. She doesn't want to come back. The only way Garcelle will not come back is if they fired her, but she'll be back. She's just pouting and blowing off a little steam, at least in my opinion. So let's talk about it down in the comment section. We got a lot to talk about, guys. Isn't this good news for Erika Girardi? Get this out the public and let's just move on. Okay, because I'm really getting sick of it, my damn self. All the lies that she's making up on television, and Ronald Richards and them, they were recording everything she said on the show. It's been a circus act, and so it's time for me to move on. If they are going to offer you a settlement, take the settlement, whatever you guys can negotiate, because at the end of the day, illegally, you have no money. And maybe that'll get the public out of your business, okay? I mean, not all the way out. You can't go doing crazy things like buying, Lamborghinis and things like that with some of this alleged hidden money that you have, but it's best to go ahead and negotiate. You guys tell me what you think about that in the comments section. And then Garcelle, does anyone believe that Garcelle is lying? Because I just don't believe that she will not return. But if you think differently, let me know in the comments section. We have a lot to talk about, guys. So I'll meet you down in the comments section. Until next time, bye for now.